me get my table up or my computer. Oh. Woo! Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is chilly. Oh, you're in the negatives where you are? It is quite cold. I haven't been out yet, but I could see it looks like there was a little bit of frost on the ground. So, yes, it is cold. It is cold. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Happy Monday. I might sneeze. Hold on. Maybe not. So sorry. It's like it's right there. Okay. Hold on. Excuse me. Okay, there it is. All right. Awesome. Good morning, Kim. Good morning. Yeah, it's terrible. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Alma. Good morning. Let's see. Who else? Christine. Okay, hold on. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. I'm trying to let it work itself out, but it's not doing its thing. Okay. That's annoying. Okay, good morning, everyone. We're just going to keep going. Hold on. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's just like right there. And it won't go away. Okay, maybe not. That's why I have my water. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we're gonna be okay. Anybody else have? I'm not sniffling. It's just a sneeze. So annoying. So annoying. Okay, here we are. Y'all. Okay, here we go. All right. What else we got? Oh, thank you for the warmth from South Florida. Hi, Darlene. You have a yucky cough. I'm so sorry. Who else did I miss? Good morning, Dr. Fatin. Am I saying that right? Okay. I am trying not to get a cough. I'm trying to keep above any fray. There's too much going on. I cannot get sick right before Christmas. It'd be good to put up your Christmas tree. Yes. Our tree is up. You know what's funny though? This happens every year and has happened every year for a while for me. But I was talking to my brother and my husband, and it's like, I did say that right? Awesome. It doesn't feel like Christmas, and I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you why. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like Christmas when it's supposed to. Oh, thank you. My lamp behind me. I've had that thing for so long. A cousin of mine gave it to me when I first moved here. I've actually been thinking about giving it away because it doesn't really match anything in my house, but for some reason, I can't get rid of it. I need to put a new bulb in it, but I thought it might look good in the back. To add a little bit of contrast back there. So I think I'll hold on to it for a little bit longer. All right, we are going to be reading Psalm 69 rather. Psalm 69, a plea for rescue for the choir director, according to the Lilies. And this is a psalm of David. And this is, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm reading from this volume called Psalms of the Bible. We're good. It has all the Psalms of the Bible from the Christian Standard and King James versions. It looks like you're in a library. It does look a little bit like a library, like an old library. Okay, here we go. Psalm 69, a plea for rescue. He says, "Save me, God, from the water that has risen, for the water has risen to my neck. I have sunk in deep mud, and there is no footing. I have come into deep water, and a flood sweeps over me. I am weary from my crying. My throat is parched. My eyes fail, looking for my God. Those who hate me without cause are more numerous than the hairs on my head. My deceitful enemies who would destroy me are powerful. Though I did not steal, I must repay. God, you know my foolishness, and my guilty acts are not hidden from you. Do not let those who put their hope in you be disgraced because of me. Lord God of armies, do not let those who seek you be humiliated because of me, God of Israel. For I have endured insults because of you, and shame has covered my face. I have become a stranger to my brothers, and a foreigner to my mother's sons, because zeal for your house has consumed me, and the insults of those who insult you have fallen on me. I mourned and I fasted, but it brought me insults. I wore sackcloth as my clothing, and I was a joke to them. Those who sit at the city gate talk about me, and drunkards make up songs about me. But as for me, Lord, my prayer to you is for a time of favor. In your abundant, faithful love, God, answer me with your salvation. Rescue me from the miry mud. Don't let me sink. Let me be rescued from those who hate me and from the deep water. Don't let the floodwaters sweep over me or let the deep swallow me up. Don't let the pit close its mouth over me. Answer me, Lord, for your faithful love is good. In keeping with your abundant compassion, turn to me. Don't hide your face from your servant, for I am in distress. Answer me quickly. Come near to me and redeem me. Ransom me because of my enemies. You know the insults I endure, my shame and disgrace. You are aware of all my adversaries. Insults have broken my heart, and I am in despair. I waited for sympathy, but there was none, for comforters, but found no one. Instead, they gave me gall for my food, and for thirst, they gave me vinegar to drink. Let their table set before them be a snare, and let it be a trap for their allies. Let their eyes grow too dim to see. Let their hips continually quake. Pour out your rage on them, and let your burning anger overtake them. Make their fortification desolate. May no one live in their tents. Verse 26. For they persecute the one who you struck and talk about the pain of those you wounded. Charge them with crime on top of crime. Do not let them share in your righteousness. Let them be erased from the book of life and not be recorded with the righteous. But as for me, poor and in pain, let your salvation protect me, God. I will praise God's name with song and exalt him with thanksgiving. That will please the Lord more than an ox, more than a bull with horns and hooves. The humble will see it and rejoice. You who seek God, take heart, for the Lord listens to the needy and does not despise his own who are prisoners. Let heaven and earth praise him, the seas and everything that moves in them. For God will save Zion and build up the cities of Judah. They will live there and possess it. The descendants of his servants will inherit it, and those who love his name will live in it. And that was Psalm 69. As I was reading this one, there are a lot of things that stuck out to me. Sorry, I'm sniffling over here now. But the one thing that stood out that I can try and verbalize is the fact that he in the first part, so like the first 4 verses, he talks about how he needs rescue, that he is overwhelmed, that he is weary from his crying, and people hate him without cause. And then he shifts, starting with verse 5, and talks about his own behavior and his own guilt. And I think we've talked about this before, that sometimes, and I've heard people do this, where they will just be so overwhelmed with things that are happening in their lives, and they will talk about how, oh, woe is me, and this is just, you know, I'm feeling all of this stress and I'm feeling all of this stuff, but then they take no responsibility for their actions in the situation. So everything to them is an attack, but never is it the consequences of their own actions. And what I really appreciate about this psalm is that it does both. David is very honest and real about both. There are things that are happening to him without cause, as he says in verse 4. But then right in verse 5, he's like, but you know my foolishness. So both are true at the same time. Both are true at the same time. And he doesn't shy away from how his own behavior lends itself to the results. Sorry, my morning brain, I apologize. He is not dismissive, and he is not in denial about his own behavior. That's what I'm trying to say. So he's acknowledging that stuff is happening and I have no control over it, but also I'm not without responsibility. And so, and it's a very complex, and he's mentioning, I think, a lot of things that are nuanced. And I think that is really important. Wisdom allows us to see nuance. Wisdom allows us to see that not everything in a situation is black and white. Not that there's not absolute truth, because I think that is the case. There is absolute truth. But that doesn't mean that when you come to a situation that everything can be just, very linearly explained. There are lots of different things that are happening in a given situation. And I think, at least as I was just reading through the psalm, it made me think that we have to allow for the different layers of a situation, culpability, who's responsible, where's God's involvement in this? What's my involvement in this? What is somebody else's involvement in this? And how does that all work in this particular arena? I don't know. That's what came to mind. Yeah. And all of it is, can be messy and tangled, and we can bring it all before the Lord and say, I need help. I need help. And according to your loving kindness or your faithful love, your abundant compassion, I assume that these are the English translations of the word hesed. That's my assumption. If I looked it up, that would probably be the word there. So faithful, love, abundant compassion. According to who you are, Lord, can you please lend me a hand? I know you can. It's what you do. And I need some of that over here. So anyway, those are my thoughts off the top of my head with Psalm 69. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Okay, let us, I'm going to pull out my Advent conversation cards and see what we've got here. A little. Okay. So I have two. I'm going to pick two. I have one. All right, since we were talking about it. Let's see, this is so relatable. Yes, I think yes, Christine, I think we all feel that way when the world feels like it's going to come crashing down, or when it is, sort of crashing down around us. Mm-hmm. Because we trust and believe in God doesn't mean we don't have faults or troubles. Exactly. That's right, Claudine. That's right. That's absolutely right. Okay. 2 questions. Number one, so this week, this is the week of joy in the Advent lineup. We just had hope and peace, so this is the week of joy. So my question is, what is one thing you could do in the next year to bring? I'm gonna change this up a little bit. It's asking for all four of the Advent words. I'm just gonna ask about the one. What is one thing you could do in the next year to bring more joy to your home? What is one thing you can do in the next year, in this upcoming year of 2026, to bring more joy into your home? That's the first question. The second question is, do you prefer a white Christmas or a warm weather one? That one's easy for me. I prefer a white Christmas. I haven't had one in quite some time, but that's my preference. That is absolutely my preference, is a white Christmas. I think I said this before. I'm from Illinois. I'm from Chicago, the Chicagoland area. And one year when I was growing up, we had a white Thanksgiving and a green Christmas, and I was quite distraught because I was like, that is not of God. That's not right. Okay, what do y'all got? White Christmas, definitely. Yes. All right. Andrea, make more time for family games. I love that. Let go of what is not yours, then you'll be more able to embrace what is yours. I love that. I love that, Janet. Christine, you don't know. This cold has you singing Melikilikimaka. Oh, I love that. So you're wanting some warm. Snowy Christmas. Darlene, you've never had a white Christmas. Oh, I'm telling you, it's magical. It is absolutely magical. But you love your warm California Christmas. Listen, that can be beautiful too. I don't find the magic in warm Christmases. It's just not how I was raised. So I have a hard time. But if that does it for you, then by all means, enjoy it. You've never had a white Christmas either, Andrea. But you have it on your family bucket list. Yeah. White Christmas in a cabin. That'd be so much fun. White Christmas, but after you want to go somewhere warm. Gotcha. Okay. White Christmas. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Let me ask another question. Well, let me just keep it to these two because I don't want to get us too far off. So White Christmas is the general consensus. But I want you to keep thinking about ways that you can bring more joy into your home this next year. Actually, I'll go ahead and ask. Have you guys watched the movie White Christmas? Is this a part of your holiday lineup? Because it is one of our my absolutely favorite Christmas movies. White Christmas with Crosby, Kay, Ellen, and Clooney. One of my favorites. Every year. Love it. It's so much fun. I love that movie. All right, let's talk about priorities. So I have not exactly been smashing my to-do list, but I have been getting some things done. Just not always the things that I think I'm going to get done. Today is the 15th. You guys, 10 more days till Christmas. 10 more days till Christmas. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to take care of that. All right, so this week, I've been saying it for the past 3 weeks and still have not done it. You know what? I'm going to put this down a little bit. Now I've got Melikiliki Maka stuck in my head. Thanks. Just kidding. It's okay. Let's see. Like Christmas is a Christmas Day tradition in your family. Oh, I love that. Spend more time with the kids to be more available. Okay. All right. Love that. Matching jammies and watching it together. Oh, that's so much fun. Let's see. You you're used to bike riding and skating outdoors on Christmas? Oh, that sounds like fun. Let's see. Regarding joy, speak words of encouragement. Bring people into your home, showing them that they are important to God. I love that. You don't watch it, you get sad watching it. Oh, oh, I understand that. I totally understand that. I totally understand that. You'll play more music for joy. That would definitely be on my list as well. Definitely be on my list as well, Claudine. Okay, so for priorities, okay, oh my gosh, you guys, we're down to the last 2 weeks of the year. Weeks 51 and 52 are staring at me. Okay, I know I keep saying this every week this month. I've kept saying this every week this month, and it hasn't happened. But I need to record a video. However, this week is an absolute must because I have a video that's supposed to be coming out for the 25 days of planner tips. My video is coming out this week, so I need to record that today or tomorrow. So, video. And then I have 2 other videos that I'd like to make. And I was actually thinking about this. I have been on this, like, I need to record, I need to talk about planner things, But also, I have been needing to kind of let my planner plans kind of marinate, percolate a bit, because I haven't changed my plans, but I've refined them a little bit more. And I'm glad that I've let them sort of simmer, because they would have been a little half-baked had I done those videos earlier. So I'm glad that I didn't do that. I did get, let's see, last week, I was supposed to work on my website, and I did that. I've got a new homepage. I didn't announce it or anything, but I've got a new homepage and About Me page that I've been working on for months. Those are both live. It's not anything like spectacular. I just needed to get them done. It was one of those things where it just needed to be finished, and I got that done, and that was a lot of work. And I finished. Oh, for those of you who care, who have been asking potentially, I resized my Warbinder kit for A5. When I released it last year, it only came in personal size. I have finally resized it. So I worked on that last week, and that is now available in my Etsy shop. And my Etsy shop is on sale. I mean, I'm running a sale on my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is not on sale. I'm not selling my Etsy shop. But my Etsy shop, all the products are on sale for 25%. What's my sale? Is it 25% off? I think it's 25% off. Anyway, I'm running a sale, and it is live until Wednesday. Nope, tomorrow. Everything will be on sale until tomorrow, the 16th. How much is my sale? You guys, I'm so not on top of it right now. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Here we go. So I did get that done. I got Etsy done. I got my website done, and I've been doing some work in my Notion, which I'm really excited about. So I got 3 out of 4 things done. Awesome. Okay, that was a lot. Okay, let's see. Okay. You're baking cookies with your adult kids? Oh, that's so much fun. How fun. You're almost done with your website. Awesome, Cindy. And all of your Christmas shopping is done. I love that. Most of our Christmas shopping is done. Yeah. I did order several things. So we did order several things on Amazon. I made an order, some other stuff online. And then I am going to be making, so we were like laboring over this, like, what do we, tight budget and all that kind of stuff. Time. Sometimes you just don't know what to get people. So last year we handmade a lot of presents. My husband did some leather work and some 3D printing. I did a bunch of sewing. This year, I just did not have the capacity for a lot of sewing or any sewing. I actually have not sewn since the spring, since earlier this year, like in the winter. I have not sewn. Um, I'm slowly working on some English paper piecing. Um, and I just picked that up this past Saturday night, actually. We're watching a movie and I started English paper piecing. But anyway, so I haven't had time to sew, but this year I'm gonna bake. I'm gonna do some baking. I thrifted some stuff, like some glassware. Um, so I'm excited. So it's like part like homemade, part some thrifted things for not everybody, and then part got it off Amazon. Oh, okay. Anyway, after seeing Dick Van Dyke's 100th birthday, you felt like a viewing of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is in order. I love that. I know. Can you imagine? He's 100 and looking really good for 100. Yeah, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and some Dick Van Dyke show would be appropriate. What is the other movie that I really I cannot think. Yeah. So any Dick Van Dyke would be great. Okay. All right. So this week, Cindy K, you have hold on. Okay, here we go. Finish your website, content plan for Q1. Yes. Streamline your planner. Let's see. You have a presentation due on the 28th. You need to work on that this week. Good luck with that. It is a great movie. Set up all of your articles for the rest of the year. Get it, girlfriend. Let's see. Someone, Janet, you need help with your Christmas shopping? Let's see. You got some of all three things done last week. Okay, good. You need to wrap gifts. I need to wrap gifts. Set up a play area for your granddaughters. Awesome. With your DVD. Okay, great. DVD VCR player. That's awesome. I'm on this kick now, you guys. Have you guys seen this trend on social media? Is it coming on your algorithm? That people are moving more towards like analog media and like buying VHS and DVDs and stuff for their kids rather than the streaming services. I'm not anti-streaming services. We have a few in our home, but I've got some thoughts about some things. Mary Poppins, yes. So anyway, when my husband and I went thrifting the other day, and while we were thrifting, we weren't even supposed to be buying stuff for us, but as always, I always go look at the books. And this time we went and looked at the DVDs, and we both bought a few DVDs. And I was like, I think I just need to build up my DVD collection again, because movies that I would watch over and over again, first of all, I hate to rent them if they're not available, which is dumb that they're not always available. And there's something about, we don't own anything anymore, and I'm tired of not owning things, right? Okay. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to go into all of that. Okay. Let's see. Your locks are installed. Nice. House is more organized and decluttered. Deep cleaning service booked for tomorrow. That's great. Bed knobs and broomsticks. Is that a movie? Why don't I know this? That sounds familiar. Oh, Bye Bye Birdie. That was not my favorite. Sorry, I just thought of it. Is Bed knobs and broomsticks another movie? Okay. This week, get through Spirit Week for your son's school. Black cake baking. Ooh, and then celebrate your birthday. Happy early birthday. Let's see. You like the trend. You're thinking about getting a landline for your kid when he becomes a preteen. And now they're doing this thing. I've seen this a couple of times already. You can get this device that will allow you to hook up a landline phone to Bluetooth so that you can answer and make calls through your phone, through your regular phone, your cell phone, but using a landline. I hope that made sense. And some people might think, well, that's dumb. Why don't you just get a landline? Well, if you're already paying for cell service, you may not want to pay for a landline. So you get to use your same service, not pay twice, but use it like you would a landline. And I'm not hating it. I think we're seeing some stuff, like we're proving, or I think we're realizing, or the younger, I don't know, millennial, whatever generation is realizing that we miss what it was like back in the 90s and 80s. Okay. Oh yes, vinyl has been back for a minute. Artists have been releasing, certain artists will release a vinyl copy of their albums. So that's doing really well, considering. Okay. Let's see. You have saved all of your collections. You're anxious to share them with the girls that your boys grew up with. Share it with your girls that your boy. Okay. Yep. Let's see. I have a record player. I would like to upgrade to a different one. Oh man. I don't have space. I have records. I've purchased records, like newer ones. I just don't have the space for an entire setup in my home right now, but I would love to one day. Jessica Lansbury was in Broomsticks and Bedknobs. Okay. Exactly. If you had a landline, it would knock out the temptation for scrolling when you answer a call. Exactly. A record player in their play area. That's awesome. Everything old is new again. Yes, it is. And I knew that was going to happen. It happens to every generation where something from a previous generation comes back. It's just very weird for me in my 30s to see it happen to the things that were from my generation. It's just very weird. I saw a post the other day on Instagram that said, I was feeling great. I was feeling young and energetic. And then I saw Pokemon cards on the Antiques Roadshow. I was like, yeah. When I started seeing VHS tapes in the first time I ever saw VHS tapes in a, not just a used bookstore, I can handle that, but in a, what do you call it? An antique mall or something like that, where they have like different booths where different people have like their collections or whatever. And I saw VHS behind glass and I'm like, this is not, are you, what? You gotta be kidding me. What is happening? Oh gosh. I'm so glad you still have vinyl. That is awesome. Your 9-year-old thought Anita Baker was a new artist. I love that. That's hilarious. You have your old 78s that you're pretty sure no one has a player for. I'm sure you could find it. Go to eBay. I'm sure you could find it. Okay, so I took us totally off track. I'm so sorry. Okay, so for my top 3. Okay, videos. I got to get videos done. I have to. Is that a top 3? I'm gonna go for work stuff. I am almost done setting up this office space. It's getting better. We're gonna do some no. We're gonna focus on videos and Christmas prep. I do have some stuff to get ready for 2026. Let's do Christmas prep. I'm gonna keep this a little vague because I'm gonna write a to-do list later. I'm gonna do some baking too. And then I gotta do Q1 prep. I want to get a lot of my hard work done this week so that I can skate a little bit into next week and just kind of enjoy a little bit of downtime because it's going to get real busy come January. Okay, so Christmas prep, Q1 prep, and videos. Those are my top 3 priorities. Woo! We're going to get it done. Okay. You too, Cindy. Oh man. Haven't listened to Whitney Houston. You know what? Okay. I'm kind of ashamed to say this. I, for the first time, saw, not heard, I've known the song all my life, saw the music video for I Want to Dance with Somebody. I had never seen it before. It was fun. That video is a fun time. Kind of quirky, but I mean, it's very much at the time, right? I love this song. I just had never seen. Are you saying the video is one of your favorites? Do we have any recommendations for Christine's 9-year-old? 9-year-old. Okay, so we have Anita Baker and Whitney Houston. Anybody else that we need to recommend to Christine's 9-year-old? Christine, what's your 9-year-old's name? Oh, she's one of the best of all times. You love that video too? Oh, she is. Yes, I love Whitney Houston. Let's see. 15 minutes of decluttering. Awesome. Okay, we need music recommendations for Elliot and any of you other parents who have young kids who have not heard the greats. And who will think that the old music is new, or any song suggestions. Let's see, Anita Baker, Whitney Houston. Oh man, I'm just inserting myself into this. Yes, the Bee Gees, definitely the Bee Gees. And why can't I think? Dude, James Taylor. If he's never listened to some James Taylor and the Carpenters. James Taylor, the Carpenters, Billy Joel, and Stevie Wonder. Those are my what do you call it? Suggestions. Okay, let's talk books really quick. It is 8:45 almost. Give me some colors. I am going to step outside of the frame for just a second because I got a couple of new books, and if you guys give me the right colors, I might share them with you. So give me just a second. I have a stack of books that I've been working on. So give me some colors as you continue suggesting artists, but give me some colors for books, and I'll be right back. Ooh, pink. A good color. That's gonna fall. All right, somebody said pink, green, red. Let's see what else we have. Andrea. Yes, make sure you do a lyric check. Some of the music that you got away with listening when you were a kid, yeah, was like anybody monitoring this? It's true. It's true. Yes. Oh man. Okay, red, green, pink, brown, orange. Okay, let's see what I got here. Red, green, pink, brown, orange. This is green. We'll count that as green. Oh, Michael could dance. There's no doubt about it. Michael could dance. Let's see, orange. Okay, I've got green, got orange. Let's try red. I got a lot of red. Huh. I've done that one before. All right, we're talking about all this old music. And I've got Man I Need by Olivia Dean stuck in my head. Because it's everywhere on social media. Okay. Okay. Oh, by the way, update. You have no idea what your dog sees on my screen, but he's barking his head off. Oh no. What does he not what does he not like? Okay. ABBA, that's another one. The Eagles, Fleetwood Mac. Okay, let's talk about one time a friend of mine and I were driving from Texas to Oklahoma. So I don't know, 2.5-ish hour, depending on where you are in both states, determines the length of the drive. Anyway, all she had, the only music she had in her car was an ABBA CD. And when I tell you, I didn't want to listen to ABBA for a while after that. Because because they were listening to it like this one CD on repeat for like 2 hours. Anyway, great stuff. Okay, here we go. Green. So, and it's kind of brown on the front, so we'll count it too. Oh, and it's kind of orange too. Okay, we're just kind of killing multiple birds with one stone. Have a good day, Alma. Okay, here we go. So we have, I just picked this up because I'm going to read it next year, but it's been on my list for a while. And this is Slow Productivity by Cal Newport. For anybody who's ever read any Cal Newport, he's got some fantastic things to say. Oh, thanks, Yuli. Hello. I miss seeing you. So Cal Newport, Slow Productivity. This might be his latest book, if I remember correctly. It came out last year. The Lost Art of Accomplishment Without Burnout. This is on my list to read next year. You have this one? Awesome. Have you read it yet? I'm interested to know. Okay, so do fewer things, work at a natural pace. What a concept. Obsess over quality. From New York Times best-selling author of Digital Minimalism and Deep Work, a groundbreaking philosophy for pursuing meaningful accomplishment while avoiding overload. Our current definition of productivity is broken. You're reading it now. You got it from the library. Awesome. Our current definition of productivity is broken. It pushes us to treat busyness as a proxy for useful effort, leading to impossibly lengthy task lists and ceaseless meetings. We're overwhelmed by all we have to do and on the edge of burnout, left to decide giving into a soul-sapping hustle culture or rejecting ambition altogether. But are these really our only choices? Long before the arrival of pinging inboxes and clogged schedules, history's most creative and impactful philosophers, scientists, artists, and writers mastered the art of producing valuable work with staying power. In this timely and provocative book, Cal Newport harnesses the wisdom of these traditional knowledge workers to radically transform our modern jobs. Drawing from deep research on the habits and mindset of a varied cast of storied thinkers, from Galileo and Isaac Newton to Jane Austen and Georgia O'Keeffe, Newport lays out the key principles of slow productivity, a more sustainable alternative to the aimless overwhelm that defines our current moment. Combining cultural criticism with systematic pragmatism, Newport deconstructs the absurdities inherent in our standard notion of productivity and then provides step-by-step advice for cultivating slower, more humane alternatives. From the aggressive rethinking of workload management to introducing seasonal variation to shifting your performance toward long-term quality. Sorry, my phone's going off. This book provides a roadmap for escaping overload and arrival. Try again. This book provides a roadmap for escaping overload and arriving instead at a more timeless approach to pursuing meaningful accomplishment. The world of work is due for a new revolution. Slow productivity is exactly what we need. I need this book too. That's why I got it. So I'm really, really excited to read this. I actually have a list of books. I'm going to talk about this in the video that I'm making this week. A list of books for my word of the year. So I mentioned this a couple of times already that my word of the year is slow. I did not plan this necessarily, but some of the things that I want to accomplish with approaching my year more slowly is going to be reading more books with my eyeballs rather than just listening. I love, 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 love audiobooks, and I will continue to listen to them. But I own like maybe 1,000 books, and I need to read more of them with my eyeballs. So that's one of the things that I'll get to do that I want to do more of with a year of slow. And there are some other things too I'm going to talk about. Okay. Somebody said orange. I think Ruben, you said orange. I feel like I have recommended this book before, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. Again, this is Unoffendable by Brant Hansen. How just one change can make all of life better. We've had newbies, so I'll recommend this one again. I think I've done this before. Unoffendable. I listened to this one on audio a few years ago, and I enjoyed it. We're not entitled to our anger, really? Isn't taking offense normal? Aren't we supposed to get offended? Isn't anger at sin justifiable? If God gets mad, why can't we? Brant Hansen asks a radical, freeing question. What if Christians were the most unoffendable people on the planet? And he offers a life-changing idea. Righteous anger is a myth, and giving up our right to be offended can be one of the most healthy, simplifying, relaxing, refreshing, stress-relieving, encouraging things we can do. Drop your anger and self-centeredness. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Drop your anger and self-centeredness yields to humility. Let things go and energy replaces weariness. Embrace forgiveness and you'll be able to love others in risky, unexpected ways. Choose to be unoffendable and you'll flourish the way God intends you to. In a winsome, humorous, and conversational style, Hansen helps you release religious burdens and experience the joy of gratitude, perhaps for the first time, every single day of your life. So unoffendable. The only thing I don't remember in terms of righteous anger, I do believe that there is an anger that is justifiable in terms of, and this is where, and I don't remember how he addresses it here, so take this with a grain of salt. But I do believe that righteous anger or justifiable anger is a thing in terms of when somebody is being mistreated. I think it's perfectly normal to be angry that somebody else is experiencing injustice, right? If you're not angry that a child is being abused, there's something wrong with you, right? That's the kind of anger that I think is absolutely okay. I think what he's talking about, if I remember correctly, correct. So yes, Ruben. So I think what he's talking about is the kind of anger that has to do with that comes from a place of selfishness. In other words, I'm angry because you did something to me. There's something that we need when there's an offense, we need to stop, take stock of the situation, and respond in wisdom rather than just react in anger. Does that make sense? I think that, if I remember correctly, I think that's the direction he's going in this one. So, yes, it has to do with your attitude in your heart. I think you can be angry on behalf of somebody else. But if your anger has to do with entitlement, like, oh, well, I should feel angry because this is, you hurt my feelings or whatever. I think that's where he's coming from. Does that make sense? Yes, you can do something to me all day, but you do something to a child or others that yes, yes. That and I think that's what we can sort of tease out here. That's the nuance there. Let's see, we just need a reading retreat. Your extravagant imagination envisions a pausing life so we could all go on regular reading retreats. You know what? Ah, my gosh, I know. Ah, the 2.5 tribes, when they built the yes, yes, that's a really, really good example, Ruben. So, um, when the 2.5 tribes on the other side is it the other side of the Jordan, right? Built an altar, and the tribes on the other side of the Jordan were like, "What are you doing?" And then they had to explain themselves and say, "Hold on, before you get your knickers in a knot, this is why we built the altar. This is what we're doing." And they were like, "Oh, okay, we completely understand." I think sometimes we get zealous. This would be like Paul, would be like Saul before his conversion. Um, you get zealous because you're like, "You're right, you're right, you're right." And then not stop to consider what the other person's perspective or their reasonings are or why they do what they do or whatever. If we get angry without context, without understanding the person or the people or the situation, I don't think that is correct. We have to have as much information before we think that we're justified in our anger. Okay, that was orange. We'll leave this one for later. Red. Here is some nonfiction. I've probably talked about this before, but it's been a while. This is Jeanette Wall's Half Broken Horses, a true life novel. Wait, is this nonfiction? It says novel. Just kidding. The Glass Castle is nonfiction. Okay, a true life novel, Half Broke Horses. She wrote The Glass Castle. For anybody who has not read The Glass Castle, it is phenomenal. It's also a movie, which I have seen with my family a while ago. It was really good. Um, Trigger warning. The Glass Castle I'm not even recommending it. I'm giving a trigger warning. The Glass Castle has difficult family relationships, child parent relationships. And I think there's homelessness, if I remember correctly, but it's a fantastic memoir. Okay, this is her other book, Half Broke Horses. Those old cows knew trouble was coming before we did. So the story begins. So begins, I can't read apparently. So begins the story of Lily Casey Smith. Lily Casey Smith, Jeanette Walls's no-nonsense, resourceful, and spectacularly compelling grandmother. Ah, okay. By age 6, Lily was helping her father break horses. At 15, she left home to teach in a frontier town, riding 500 miles on her pony alone to get to her job. She learned to drive a car and fly a plane. And with her husband, Jim, she ran a vast ranch in Arizona. She raised 2 children, one of whom is Jeanette's memorable mother, Rosemary Smith Walls, unforgettably portrayed in The Glass Castle. Okay, so based on a true story. If you didn't get that so far, sorry. Just stating the obvious here. Lily survived tornadoes, droughts, floods, the Great Depression, and the most heartbreaking personal tragedy. She bristled at prejudice of all kinds against women, Native Americans, and anyone else who didn't fit the mold. Rosemary Smith Walls always told Jeanette that she was like her grandmother. And in this true life novel, Jeanette Walls channels that kindred spirit. Half Broke Horses is Laura Ingalls Wilder for adults, as riveting and dramatic as Isaac Denison's, I don't know how to say that, Out of Africa, or Beryl Markham's West with the Night. Destined to become a classic, it will transfix readers everywhere. Jeanette Walls, Half Broke Horses, and if you have not read The Glass Castle, definitely read it. All right, so that's our third one. Let's do pink, because I'm in the mood. I have been on okay. I have a Bookstagram account. I haven't been posting. I've never been regular on it. I've never been regular on Instagram, period. But I have a Bookstagram account that I do plan to pick up in 2026 more intentionally. And I have been in the corner of Bookstagram where a lot of classics have been recommended, particularly those that speak to the social situation of our time, put it that way. And the one that keeps getting recommended that I've had for a long time, just have not read yet, is This Is Our Pink. This is Our Pink. You can see the pink. Is George Orwell's Animal Farm. Who has read this book? Because I've needed to read this book forever. I still have not read George Orwell. 1984, Fahrenheit 451. I think I have all three of those, of these. So Animal Farm, Fahrenheit 451, and 1982. Did I say the right year, 1982? Is that correct? I think I own all three of them. I have not read any of them. What in the heck? You read it in high school? Yeah, everybody did except for me. You haven't read them either? Okay, I'm not the only one. All right. I know the premise of this book. I just have not read it yet. So Animal Farm, or excuse me, a farm is taken over by its overworked, mistreated animals. With flaming idealism and stirring slogans, they set out to create a paradise of progress, justice, and equality. Thus, the stage is set for one of the most telling satiric fables ever penned. 1984, excuse me. I think I said 82. Anyway, a razor-edged fairy tale for grown-ups that records the evolution from revolution against tyranny to a totalitarianism just as terrible. When Animal Farm was first published, Stalinist Russia was seen as its target. Today, it is devastatingly clear that wherever and whenever freedom is attacked, under whatever banner, the cutting clarity and savage comedy of George Orwell's masterpiece have a meaning and message still ferociously fresh. George Orwell's Animal Farm. That's our pink book for today. 1984. I'm pretty sure I own it somewhere. I'd have to look. I know I own Fahrenheit 451. I would have to look to see. Literally nobody's asking me to do this. I'm so sorry. It's just, I'm okay. 1984. If I do own it, I have not cataloged it yet. All right. Well, maybe I do need to buy it. Okay. One of your favorite authors? Yes. I need to read it. It's about time that I read it. Okay, so here are our picks for today. Slow Productivity, Unoffendable, Half Broke Horses, and Animal Farm. What a lineup. What a lineup, you guys. Oh, here's an update. That book that I recommended a couple of weeks ago, Home for the Holidays, it's also pink. I've been reading it, and so far it's good. Somebody had said something about, okay, you need a list of colors, books, and genres. Claudine, do you mean you want a list of the colors that I have? Tell me what you mean by that. The colors that I have? Okay, so in case this sort of answers your question. Okay, so this case, I can't do this backwards, I'm sorry. Okay, this case here, and this case, this is all fiction. All fiction. And it's organized by color, and then within the colors by the last name of the author. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3. The third case, this is all nonfiction, non-religious nonfiction. Okay. And then from the corner, so this little bitty corner one in front of the lamp or behind the lamp, from here and then down here, I have 2 more cases this way. I have one case and I have another one that's out of view. That's all religious. So Christian books, theology, commentary, and the like. And then across the way, you can't see it, I've got like devotionals, I've got home and marriage, like relationship books. So home, like yeah, homemaking type stuff. And then in my bedroom, because I couldn't fit it all in here, I have too many books. In my bedroom, I have like my childhood classics and so forth, and some more devotionals and other random stuff. So that is my library. And then the colors are just as they come in. So I just read through white. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And then I transition brown, black, white. Brown, black, gray, white, something like that. So that's how that works. That's how that works. Okay. I think that's it, you guys. Let's do a challenge. I forgot to grab my challenge cards. Does that help? Does that answer your question, sort of? All right. You know what, guys? Here's the challenge. I'm not even going to use the cards today. Here's the challenge. Stay hydrated, stay rested, and have fun. Those are my 3 orders for us this week. Stay hydrated, stay rested, and have fun. You already know that you have a to-do list, right? You already know that you have things to do before Christmas. You already know that you have engagements or events or whatever is on your calendar. You already know all this stuff. In the meantime, stay rested so you don't get sick, or so you can get better if you already are maybe fighting something. Stay hydrated. And remember, in the midst of all the busyness, as we're closing out these last 2 weeks of the year, have fun. Have fun. Okay. Do not take too much too seriously in terms of the things that you can control. Loosen up if you have to. Yeah, we're just going to keep it right there. Just keep it right there. I'm so sorry you woke up sick yesterday. I'm so sorry. So yeah, stay rested, stay hydrated. That's how we're going to, and then if you have to take your vitamins, your supplements, whatever you got to do, drink some tea, lower your sugar intake if that needs to be done. I need to consider that. Lower your sugar intake, breathe fresh air, even if it's cold, still breathe some fresh air. Maybe you can't open your windows because it's too cold, but go outside, take some deep breaths carefully. If it's cold, I get it. I used to live up north too, Midwest. So just be careful with it, but get some fresh air through your nose, not your mouth. You need your nose to warm up that air. Don't do it through your mouth. Drink some tea, go to bed early, take care of your people. I went too far with lowering the sugar intake. I'm just saying. Or if you're not going to lower your sugar intake, then definitely do those other things. You can't be sleep deprived and hyped up on sugar in the winter. It does not work. The older we get, we can't do it. We cannot do it. So if you're going to enjoy your treats, which I very much am, if you're going to enjoy your treats, then you got to balance it out with something else. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Cindy K, I'm so sorry. Yes. Absolutely. Be definitely saying a prayer for you. Absolutely. Oh, also, the other thing, if you can, however this applies to you or however you can make it happen, move your body. Even if it's just a little bit, right? Right after we get done with this, I'm going to go and do my step aerobics because I've been doing my step aerobics, you guys. I'm so proud of myself because I don't do well with exercise. So I need to do my step aerobics and then I'm going to start strength training. Okay. So move your body, even if you're just stretching, this kind of stuff, whatever you got to do, move your body. Okay. Go Christmas shopping in a physical store. That will get the move on. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out. We are past the 9 o'clock hour, past the top of the hour. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. A fantastic week. And we will see you on the 20-something. next week. I don't know what that date is. All right, we're going to have a prayer and I'm going to let you all go. Remember, stay rested, stay hydrated, have fun, watch your sugar intake. Oh, and stay mobile. Stay mobile, whatever that means for you. Okay, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for this opportunity to come together for just a few moments to have some laughs, to consider the plans that we have for the week. Father, we know that you see all and you know all, and you have gone before us. And we just ask that you would help us to make wise decisions, that we would use discernment, that we would consider how we can stay in control of the things you've placed us to be in control of, and how we can let go of the things that are not ours to manage. So often, perhaps, we, well, I don't want to generalize. For some of us, it can be difficult to not take on things because we feel anxiety if it doesn't get done, or we feel like if we don't do it, somebody else, or if we don't do it, it will never get done. And sometimes, Lord, the smart thing or the wise thing is just to let the ball drop, and that's okay. And so, Father, I just ask that you would give us the wisdom to know what is ours to handle, what is ours to take care of, and what needs to be left for somebody else, for whatever reason. And so that way we can be less anxious, that we can have less tension, less stress, so that we can enjoy the beautiful and wonderful things that you place in our lives to enjoy. Sometimes we feel like things have to be big and marvelous in the world's eyes for it to be worthwhile, but we also know that, God, you are a God of the big and dramatic things, but you're also a God of the small and simple things. And so we're asking that as we move in this next week of the Advent season, we're getting closer and closer to Christmas, that you would remind us that the good and the beautiful can come in small packages too. And that it doesn't have to be expensive, it doesn't have to be dramatic, it doesn't have to look good in anybody else's eyes, but just between you and us, that we can enjoy peace and love and joy. We can have joy, and we can open our hearts and our arms and our homes to others who are in desperate need of the very same thing. I ask that you would be with us as we move forward in this week. Please help us to be safe, help us to stay healthy, help us to regain any strength that we may be missing, help us to stay rested and hydrated, help us to keep our eyes open for where others may have needs that we would otherwise miss. Help us to be your hands and feet. Help us to be the kind of people that when others look at us, they see children of the Most High God who represent and reflect Christ's love and his compassion to others. Again, Father, because we live in such a dark and chaotic and complex world, we just want to be lights for you, Father, and we ask that you help us to do that. We thank you for all our blessings. We thank you for the festivities. We also ask that you would be with us in the heartbreak and in the difficult. The holidays are so wonderful and can be so wonderful for so many reasons, but they can also be very, very difficult, perhaps even lonely and confusing. And for anybody who is struggling with financial difficulty, health difficulty, family struggles, Lord, you see all of it. And we're so grateful that you being God with us doesn't just give us a reason to celebrate with the perhaps loud and the laughter, which is beautiful, but it also helps us remember that you draw very, very close to us in the things that we're struggling with. And so I ask that you would wrap your arms around everyone who needs to feel that just a little bit more this season, particularly Cindy Kay and her family, and anyone else who needs the same thing. Lord, you see it, and I know you are so willing and ready to draw near to us as you always have. I ask all of these things in the blessed name of Jesus. Amen. All right, you guys, have a wonderful Monday and a fantastic week, and I will see you all next Monday, Lord willing. Get all the stuff done. Get all the stuff done, and we'll meet back and we'll compare notes again. Okay, I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.